Hello everybody and welcome back to Mutti Plays Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap. Today we are going to do something rather chill and just read a few figurine descriptions. Alright, let's see. Capless Link, a young boy who lives in Hyrule. He is close friends with Princess Zelda. Ezlo and Link, a young boy on a quest with Ezlo to restore the Four Swords. Princess Zelda, a bright and cheery princess from Hyrule's royal family. She loves to sneak out of the castle to visit her good friend Mutti. Link. Ezlo, Cap. A strange creature that looks at first like a Cap. He speaks roughly and treats Link like a child, but he actually really likes Link. Sorcerer Vati. When the young Minish donned Ezlo's magic cap, he took this evil form. Now, he searches for the light force in his quest to become all-powerful. King Daltus, the king of Hyrule. Reported to have been a fine swordsman, he appeared in the Picori Festival tournament as a youth and fought to a draw with Smith. Minister Potho, the supporting pillar of Hyrule. He is also in charge of Princess Zelda's education, so when she goes missing he gets frustrated. Smith, the finest swordsmith in Hyrule. As a young man he was a great swordsman. He and King Daltus are friends and enjoyed a pleasant rivalry as youths. Mayor Hagen, the mayor of the town of Hyrule. He is a collector of masks. He's built a shelter into his garden just in case monsters ever attack Hyrule. Marcy, second in command at Hyrule's post office. She's mellow and laid back. Entirely unlike the high-strung and easily excitable Stamp, a busy, hard-working postal employee. Although he can be a touch edgy, the stamp he uses is his own personal one, so please don't borrow it. Thanks. Rem, the proprietor of Rem's shoe store. Using his secret technique, he makes shoes in his sleep. Princess Zelda is his single biggest source of income. Dr. Left, a gruff-talking Hi, sweetie. A gruff-talking academic type who is obsessed with studying the Picori. He doesn't seem to be aware that there is a Minish living in his own house. Karlov, a sculptor of finely crafted figurines. Many consider him to be the best sculptor in all of Hyrule. He enjoys collecting mysterious shells. Borlov, owner of the chest minigame shop. Karlov's younger brother. He detests gambling, but he has made the biggest gamble of all, entrepreneurship. Stockwell, the handy neighborhood gear seller, also called Stockwell the Well-Stocked. He complains that he's been too busy lately to see his dog, Borkin. Simon, his mysterious dungeon simulation game is very popular in Hyrule. It gives players the illusion of fighting real monsters in dungeons. And is it just me, or does he kind of look like the Happy Mask salesman? Gorman. He wants to rent out his house in town, but he's too overbearing to attract a tenant. He doesn't even seem to realize what the problem is. Anju. This young woman tends to her cuckoos in Hyrule Town. If you help her gather her loose cuckoos, she'll give you a reward. Bracco, Hyrule's vegetable vendor. He sells fine produce. He also argues constantly with the fruit vendor, Pina, over the health benefits of vegetables. Pina, Hyrule's fruit vendor. She hates vegetables, so she won't even sell tomatoes, even though they technically are fruits. Freak. Beedle, though he is an adult, he is very good at finding Picolite made by the Minish. And he is very convincing about their healthful properties. Postman, a very serious mail delivery man. He continues to make every delivery right on time every day. Crenel Hermit, a hermit who lives on Mount Crenel. He has lots of keenstone pieces. He brags that he won the festival tournament when he was younger. Monster Lady, a weird old lady living in Percy's house without his permission. She doesn't want you to turn on the lights because she's actually... Dampé, The gravedigger at the cemetery. They say he has the power to speak with the dead. He fuses the keen stones he digs up with the local ghosts. Gustaf, royal spirit. The spirit of an ancient king of Hyrule who wishes to secure peace in his land from beyond the grave. He was very fond of the people of the Wind Tribe. Syrup, a wizard who lives in the Minish woods. She sells magic items with odd powers. She's looking for an apprentice to whom she can teach her magic spells. Great Butterfly Fairy, the Great Butterfly Fairy of the Minish woods. Not Mount Crenel. She provides you with a larger wallet, allowing you to carry more rupees with you. Great Mayfly Fairy, the Great Mayfly Fairy of Mount Crenel. She provides you with a larger bomb bag, allowing you to carry more bombs with you. Great Dragonfly Fairy, the Great Dragonfly Fairy of the Royal Crypt. What the hell, game? She gives you a larger quiver, allowing you to carry more arrows with you. Percy, a poet who lives in Trilby Highlands. He comes home from a long journey to find his house occupied by an unwanted guest. Nayru, she's looking for a house in Hyrule to move into. She is descended from a line of priestesses in the land of Labrina. Labrina. Farore, she's looking for a house in Hyrule to move into. She's a very helpful person, but people take advantage of her kind nature. This really bothers her. Din, she's looking for a house in Hyrule to move into. She is a famous dancer from the land of Holodrum. Joy Butterfly, a rare butterfly said to bring happiness to those who catch it. If you see one on your journeys, try to grab it. Pina, a strange Genie who wants to fuse keenstone pieces, which is somewhat peculiar for a monster. She has a lot of pieces, so keep on fusing. Actually, she only has 2. Vistari, a priest living in Minish woods. He speaks some human languages. He sees that Link is human with one look. He's a bit of a human enthusiast. Gentari, the elder of the Minish forest. He has lived among humans for a long time. He knows where the 4 elements are. He has a twin brother in Hyrule Library. Forest Picori. Not visible to the eyes of adults, they delight in making humans happy by hiding helpful items and rupees under grass and rocks all over the world. Aww, isn't that nice? Library. This town Minish elder is Gentari's twin brother. Those large wings that he is so proud of are trophies from a duel with a chicken as a young Minish. That's not a wing, that's a feather. Is the Japanese word for wing the same as feather? Seriously. Town Picori. These Minish like humans so much that they moved from the Minish village into Hyrule itself. They try to make humans happy, but it sometimes backfires. Milari. He lives with his 7 apprentices in Mount Crenel, which contains all the mineral riches they will ever need. He seems gruff, but he's trustworthy. Mountain Picori. These 7 students followed Milari from the Minish village to Mount Crenel. Their song is actually a sign that they are full-fledged mountain Minish now. Yatakoetako! Goron. These rock and iron eaters once lived on Mount Crenel in western Hyrule. Now their numbers are few, and they live quietly in a cave. Minish Fati. Before he became a sorcerer, he was a simple Minish. He had always been entranced by the evil that lives in the hearts of men. Aww. Vassals. These vassals serve the King of Hyrule. They are loyal and diligent. Like the king himself, they are courteous yet frank. Library. The Royal Hyrule Library. Although the library is well loved, many forget to return their books, causing no end of trouble for the librarians. Blade Brothers. All of these self-trained swordsmen have won the fighting tournament at the Picori Festival before. They see great potential in Link. Wheaton and Pita. This couple bakes bread in Hyrule. Their tasty pastries hold a secret. If you're extra lucky, there'll be a helpful item hidden inside. Funday School. This is where all the children of Hyrule learn. Mutti, Link, and Princess Zelda studied here too. The two teachers are twins named Tina and Dina. Tina and Dinah? And Mama's Cafe. This is the best place in town to relax. You can also pick up some good tips from the latest gossip to observations about the world. Happy Hearth Inn. Hearth Inn? This generous inn gives a gift to every guest who stays the night. Guests can unwind in the lobby on the second floor. Zill and friends. Zill is the one in the middle. He likes to wander around town with his friends. He knows a lot about the town, and he might even have some info for you. Wait, isn't Zill the one with the booger? Or is that the... Okay, physically it's the middle. Why didn't they mention the booger? The carpenters. These carpenters may be rough around the edges, but they do good work. They may seem tough, but they're in touch with their feminine side. If I had the footage, I might insert a clip of one of the carpenters running around in Ocarina of Time. Young couple. Romeo and Julieta grew up next door to one another. They're dating now, but they plan to marry once they get their pets' approval. Their pets? I can understand their parents, but their pets? Man, they must really love the... Wow. Peaceful Hyrule number 1. Karlov's Peaceful Hyrule Scenery Series number 1. Peaceful Hyrule number 2. Karlov's Peaceful Hyrule Scenery Series number 2. Peaceful Hyrule 3. Karlov's Peaceful Hyrule Scenery Series number 3. Cuckoo! With a boisterous crow and a cute crest, these feathered friends are the most popular pets in Hyrule. The baby chicks like small bugs. Especially Picori! At Lon Lon Ranch. This small ranch lies just outside Hyrule Town. Father and daughter team Talon and Malon run it, and they sell the finest milk in Hyrule. The Wind Tribe. The people who built the Wind Ruins. They now live above the clouds, suspended by their own magic ability to control the wind. Gregal and the Ghost. An old man plagued by an evil spirit. Coming to his aid will bring you benefit in the end, so if you meet him, you must find a way to help him. Tingle siblings? The older brother Tingle, green, and his twin younger brothers Ankle, purple, and Knuckle, blue. They believe fusing keenstones will help them meet fairies. And the one in white is David Jr. Eenie and Meenie. I don't like that word, Hyrulean. It's Hylian, damn it, Hylian! Vegetables grown in their fields are exquisitely delicious. Apparently, Bracco sells the best of their crops. Goron Merchant. This Goron appears when you successfully fuse certain keenstone pieces. He will sell you expensive but rare keenstone pieces. Spookter and Spectre. Ghosts from the Royal Valley. The one in the blue cap is Spookter, and the one in the red cap is Spectre. Looks kind of purplish to me. Spookter tries to be scary, but he's just not. Slugula. Appears in Minish dungeons. They dropped from the ceiling unexpectedly. They are slow, so take your time and defeat them one by one. Scissors Beedle. Appears in Minish roads and dungeons. These monsters have sharp mandibles. Hit them when they shoot these away. Avoid their attacks to get in close. Moldworm. Appears in Minish roads and dungeons. They come out of the ground when they sense prey. If you get swallowed, you'll take damage and get all dirty. And turn into poo. Spiked Beedle appears in dungeons, covered in hard, spiny shells. Few attacks work on them. You have to flip them over to hurt them. Igor statue appears in Castor Wilds. They move when you put an arrow in their eye. No other attacks work. You can always just let them pass. Business scrub appears in caves, etc. Normally stay underground. They'll pop out and spit seeds at you, but if you get to know them, they're not so bad. Armos appears in the Wind Ruins, built by the Minish for the Wind tribe long ago. They look like stone statues, but if you get too close, they move. Keys appears in various areas. These bats live in dungeons and caves. Their movement is unpredictable, so use ranged weapons from a safe distance. Wheaton appears in various areas. This thieving fox preys upon travelers and merchants. He may not be strong, but he will attack very quickly, so be careful. Eenie appears in the Royal Valley, Dark Hyrule, Castle, etc. These dark beasties are attracted to light, and if they attack you, they may suck your life away. More like lick. Gibdo appears in the Palace of Winds. These mummies keep coming at you when you attack. It's better to fight them from a distance if you want to avoid damage. Rollobite appears in various areas. His hard shell protects him from swords, but once he rolls into a ball, you can use the gust jar to draw him in. Spark appears in dungeons. They cling to walls and move quickly. Normal attacks may not work, but the boomerang is pretty effective. Darknut appears in Dark Hyrule Castle. These armor-clad soldiers are tough. Use your shield and roll attack to find an opening in his defenses. Red Darknut appears in Dark Hyrule Castle. These Darknut commanders are strong, but if you relax and find an opening, you can still defeat them. Chaser appears in dungeons. They move quickly to chase you once they spot you. If you attack, they'll stop. Use that to your advantage. Rock Chuchu appears in various areas. These tough Chuchus have rocky heads. It will be hard to damage them until you can knock that rock off. Moldorm appears in various areas. These guys move quickly and randomly. Trap them in a corner and take them out quickly. Door Mimic appears in Royal Valley and Dark Hyrule Castle. They look like doors, but they're really traps. If you get too close to one, it will fall down on you. Peahat appears on Mount Crenel, etc. These strange beasts hover on propeller-like leads. You can pull them out of the sky with your gust jar. Helmasaur appears in various areas. Their fronts are protected with metal masks, but their backsides aren't. Pop off that mask for an easy battle. Wall Master appears in dungeons. If these guys grab you, they'll send you back to the start of the dungeon. Dodge them as they fall, then attack. Floor Master appears in dungeons. If these guys grab you, they'll send you back to the start of the dungeon. Watch out when he attacks with others. Acro Bandits appears in the Eastern Hills, etc. 5 of them pop out at once. If you smack each one as they pop out of the ground, they're a piece of cake. Babam appears in dungeons. They often gather in groups in narrow areas. Once activated, they go a little crazy. Take them out with arrows. Bommarosa appears in dungeons. They float in the air and explode when touched. Walk carefully and you may escape unhurt. Like appears in caves, dungeons, etc. Don't let them grab you. They'll eat your shield if they hold you long enough. Swing your sword to escape. Rupee-like appears in caves, dungeons, etc. This rupee-like has a rupee dangling from its headstock. This clever lure attracts greedy and delicious heroes. Rope appears in various areas. They'll come straight for you if they spot you. Just swing your sword when they charge at you. Boulder appears on Mount Crenel, etc. These huge boulders come crashing down from cliff walls. They fall in a random pattern, so watch your step. Ball and Chain Soldier appears in the Palace of Winds in Dark Hyrule Castle. They're not fast, but that iron ball is a bruiser. Try to hit them after they swing the ball. Spiny Beedle appears in various areas. They hide under common rocks and grass. Be careful because they can pop out when you least expect it. Spear Moblin appears in Minish Woods, etc. They rush you on sight. They also block head-on attacks with their spears, so circle around to attack. Bow Moblin appears in various areas. They fire arrows at you on sight. Block these with your shield and then close in to attack. Cloud Piranha. Appears in the sky. They swim through clouds like fish in water. Attack them in that brief moment when they pop out. Moledozer. Appears in Minish roads, dungeons, etc. There are red ones and blue ones. They may look small and weak, but their hard shells make them formidable. Pesto. Appears in Minish roads, dungeons, etc. There are red ones and blue ones. The blue ones are stronger and throw things down on your head. Puffstool. Appears in Deepwood Shrine. These mushroom beasties scattered spores all over dungeons. When their caps are red, they are invincible. Wizrobe. Appears in the Palace of Winds in Dark Hyrule Castle. They fire magic bolts from afar. Hit them when they appear so they don't cast another spell. Fire Wizrobes. Appears in the Palace of Winds in Dark Hyrule Castle. They wield fire magic. Hit them when they appear so they don't cast another spell. Ice Wizrobe. Appears in Palace of the Winds in Dark Hyrule Castle. They wield ice magic. They're weak against fire, so hit them with your fire rod. Fire rod? Dude! We have the lantern in this game, not a stupid rod. Wisp. Appears in dungeons. They float in midair. They won't hurt you, but if you touch them, you won't be able to use your sword for a while. Octorock. Appears in various areas. There are red and blue ones. They've appeared in every Zelda game to date. They spit rocks, so be careful. Though, I do believe there is a Zelda game where they did not appear, but, I can't think of it right now. Golden Octorock. Appears in, well, we're not sure. The legendary Golden Octorock. It can't be confirmed, but they are said to shoot chunks of pure gold. Golden Tektite. Appears in, well, we're not sure. The legendary Golden Tektite. It has much more power. Golden Rope. Appears in, well, we're not sure. The legendary Golden Rope. It's much more aggressive than the normal ones. It will attack you on sight. Crow and Takuri. Appears in various areas. The black one is Crow. If you touch Takuri, he will steal rupees from you, so be careful. I would describe it more as the blue one is Crow, because it's kind of blue. The red one is Takuri. Lakitu. Appears in the sky. They float on clouds. They don't move, but they do throw lightning bolts. Steal their clouds with the Gush Jar. Stalfos. Appears in dungeons. Blue ones jump and red ones throw bones. See what happens when you remove their heads with the Gush Jar. Beedle. Appears in various areas. They appear under rocks and grass. If they grab you, you won't be able to move. Swing your sword to get away. Chuchu. Appears in various areas. Chuchus come in many colors. Each color is a little different, but ranged weapons work well against all. Tektite. Appears on Mount Crenel, etc. They move by jumping long distances. Their movement can be unpredictable, so attack them when they are still. Trap. Appears in various areas. A trap with sharp blades. Some are triggered by nearby intruders, while others follow a set path. I believe it's the blue ones that are triggered by intruders. Lever. Appears in Castor Wilds, Mount Crenel, etc. These baddies move freely underground and pop out for a surprise attack. Keep your shield up! Matterpillar. Appears in Deepwood Shrine, etc. This caterpillar moves in a zigzag pattern. If you hit him on the nose, he gets upset and starts running around. Spiny Chuchu. Appears in various areas. These Chuchus project spikes from their bodies at the first sign of danger. Try a well-placed bomb. Octorock. Big Octorock. Appears in the Temple of Droplets. Frozen solid by the power of the water element, he's been frozen so long that his hunger is unbearable. Gyorg Pair. Appears in the Palace of Winds. Females are larger than the males. They fly around the Palace of Winds, preying on adventurers. Big Goron. This is a legendary Goron with a body bigger than a mountain. It is so big, in fact, that no one has ever seen it all at once. Big Green Chuchu. Appears in Deepwood Shrine. A perfectly ordinary Chuchu. Though not much of an enemy usually, they are terrifying to anyone Minish-sized. Gleerock. Appears in the Cave of Flames. A Gleerock, with a hard, rocky shell found in Mount Crenel. Hiding in the lava, this beast spews fire on everything it sees. Mazal appears in the Palace of Winds. Constructed by the Wind Tribe to repel intruders, this sturdy machine cannot be destroyed by any external force. Big Blue Chuchu appears in the Temple of Droplets. An ordinary blue Chuchu. Fighting him while Minish-sized is daunting, but just try to avoid that electric attack. Zelda and Link. These two became fast friends because of Smith and the King of Hyrule. Zelda wishes that the sometimes unreliable Link were just a wee bit stronger. Bit of a fun fact, back when I was first playing this game, I named the character Zelda because I just didn't know what else to name him. And so Zelda, and that just confused me for a bit. Minish Eslo. The Minish Eslo before he was cursed by Vati. He is a famous Minish sage. Even among Minish inventors, he was renowned for his amazing creations. Black Knight appears in Dark Hyrule Castle. This is the strongest Dark Knight, with a good balance of attack and defense. They will do anything to stop you. Vati Reborn. The sorcerer Vati took this form after draining the power of the Light Force from Princess Zelda. The evil beams from his eyes are devastating. Vati Transfigured. Once Vati's body has been shattered, this dark form rises up, all that remains of the evil sorcerer. Only the Sacred Four Sword can defeat him. Vati's Wrath. This is the embodiment of purest evil, the final form of the power-mad Vati. Its mind is consumed with a hunger for destruction. Find its weakness. And that is it for Mutti Plays Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap today. I shall see you next time, where we shall actually fight Vati and finish the game. And enjoy the credits. See you then!